Today, we're getting into something that, well, affects almost everyone, but we often don't talk about it much: money anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And just be clear up front, this isn't really about budgets or spreadsheets or investment tips today.
Yeah, not the usual stuff.
Exactly. We're going deeper. We're looking at the emotions, the beliefs, maybe the personal history that shapes how you actually feel about money deep down.
That's right.
Our mission really is just to help you get a clearer picture of that relationship and maybe find a little more peace of mind along the way.
Absolutely. It's such a universal thing, isn't it? Money feels so numerical, but the experience is deeply emotional. It's crucial to unpack that.
Yeah, it really is. Understanding the internal world,
Yeah.
not just the bank statement.
Exactly.
So, okay, let's start with something I find fascinating. How can two people, maybe with the exact same income, same expenses, feel completely different? One's calm, feels okay, the other is just constantly stressed.
Right.
What's going on there beneath the surface? Let's unpack that a bit.
Well, it often boils down to this. Money anxiety frequently starts in our heads, sometimes long before it reflects any actual financial trouble.
So it's mental first?
Often, yes. Think of it like an invisible weight we carry. This weight is usually tied to our early experiences. Maybe you grew up where money was always tight, really scarce. Or maybe money wasn't scarce, but every conversation about bills turned into a huge argument, lots of tension.
Ah, okay. I hear
These
you.
aren't just, bad memories. They actually carve out pathways in our brain. Neuroscientists call them schemas sometimes. So even if you're doing fine financially now,
Right?
those early imprints, they can linger. They create this kind of low-level hum of fear. It's like a background noise.
A hum of fear.
Wow. Yeah, and it gets triggered easily. Any talk of money, even if there's no real immediate threat, can set off that old alarm system subconsciously. It's fascinating how that weight impacts us without us even realizing it half the time.
That idea of deeply grooved pathways really hits home. So it's not just today's bank balance, it's this echo from the past still shaping how we feel right now.
Precisely.
Okay, so if we take that a step further, what are the really core, maybe even primal emotions that money taps into? Because it feels like more than just buying things, right? It feels more fundamental.
Oh, absolutely. It's incredibly fundamental. Money, at its heart, connects to some of our most basic human needs and emotions. We're talking safety, security.
Survival almost.
Yes, exactly. Status, self-worth, even feelings of love or belonging can get tied up in it. If you think about our ancestors, resources literally meant survival.
Right. Food, shelter.
Being able to provide for your family, your tribe, so feeling like you have enough, that translates directly to feeling safe, secure.
Yeah.
But the fear of not enough, that triggers a stress response.
It's like a physical response.
Yeah, a very physical one. Your heart rate might go up, muscles get tight, maybe your breathing gets shallow. That's your body's fight or flight response kicking in. The same response you'd have if you saw, a predator back in the day.
Wow. Okay.
And specific emotional patterns grow out of this. For some people, money gets tangled up with self-worth. The hidden belief is, if I have more money, I am more valuable. If I have less, I'm somehow less worthy.
Oof, that's a heavy one.
It really is. For others, it's more about control. If I can just manage every single penny perfectly, track everything, then nothing bad can happen, I'll be safe.
Trying to control the uncontrollable, in a way.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, these deep, often unconscious emotional drivers, they quietly steer our financial choices. And those choices then either lead us towards feeling more peaceful or, unfortunately, dig us deeper into anxiety. It's a real cycle.
That link to survival, the actual physical response,
Yeah.
that completely changes how we should maybe think about financial stress.
Yeah.
It's not just worrying, it's physiological.
It really is.
And speaking of things that cause stress, we live in this age of constant comparison, don't we? You scroll through social media and it's just this endless stream.
The highlight reel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The highlight reel, perfect vacations, new cars, amazing homes, the fancy clothes. How does seeing all that curated stuff affect our sense of financial well-being?
Oh, it has a huge impact. Huge. Seeing those curated snapshots constantly sets these wildly unrealistic standards.
Yeah.
We're just bombarded with images of what looks like effortless abundance, and that definitely feeds money anxiety for a lot of people. Because what you don't see,
Right, what's behind the picture?
exactly, you don't see the potential credit card debt or the years maybe they sacrificed or maybe the quiet panic they feel behind that perfect Instagram post. There was some interesting research showing how this constant comparison really triggers a deep feeling of not enoughness, almost regardless of how you're actually doing financially.
So it disconnects from reality.
It can, yeah. But understanding that it is an illusion, that it's curated, that's really powerful. Recognizing that a lot of money anxiety grows in that shadow of comparison lets you step back.
How so?
Well, it allows you to start thinking about measuring your life by your own values, your own definition of enough, not by somebody else's filtered showcase. It really makes you ask yourself, whose yardstick are you using, theirs or yours?
Whose standards are you living by? That's a really crucial question, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've talked about this invisible weight, the primal feelings, the comparison trap. Let's get practical.
Yeah.
What can you, the listener, actually do about this? What are some steps to start maybe healing that relationship with money, to find more peace?
Yeah, so what does this all mean for you? The good news is you absolutely have the power to reshape this relationship. I usually think of it in 3 core steps. First is awareness.
Just noticing.
Just noticing, exactly. Not judging, just paying attention. When do you feel that tightness in your chest or that knot in your stomach when money comes up? When you feel that anxiety surge, just pause. Gently ask yourself, okay, what am I really afraid of right now? Is it losing security? Is it feeling like you're falling behind your friends?
Or maybe repeating a past mistake.
Or repeating a past struggle, maybe something your parents went through? Just naming that underlying fear can actually take away a lot of its power. It brings it out of the shadows.
Okay, awareness first. What's next?
Second is reframing. This is about consciously shifting the language you use inside your head. And that, in turn, shifts your beliefs.
Can you give an example?
Sure. So instead of the thought, I'm just bad with money, maybe try reframing it to, I'm learning how to manage my money more effectively. See the difference?
Yeah, one feels final, the other feels like a process.
Exactly. Or instead of, oh, I'll never have enough, try something like, I can take steps to build more stability and abundance over time. It might sound like just changing words.
But words matter.
They really do. Our brains are wired to respond to the stories we tell ourselves. Language literally shapes our beliefs by reinforcing old neural pathways or building new, more empowering ones. And beliefs, well, they drive our actions.
Okay, so awareness,
Yep.
then reframing the internal story. What's the third step?
The third step is taking small, consistent steps towards feeling clearer and more in control financially. And I really want to emphasize small and consistent.
Not trying to fix everything overnight.
Definitely not. That's overwhelming. This could be super simple, like maybe just track your expenses for 1 week, not forever, just a week, see where the money's going.
Okay.
Or set a tiny savings goal, maybe just putting aside $5, $10 this week, something achievable. Or perhaps having one honest conversation about money with someone you trust, a partner, a friend.
Why do the small steps work so well?
Because they provide tangible proof to your brain that progress is possible.
Huh.
Each small win chips away at the anxiety. It proves the old fearful story wrong little by little. It builds a new narrative through action, not just words.
Awareness, reframing, and small steps. That feels manageable.
It is, and it really brings us back to the core idea. Money anxiety, at the end of the day, is rarely just about the money itself.
Right. It's the deeper stuff.
It's the stories we inherited, maybe without even realizing it. It's the comparisons we fall into. It's the fears we haven't really sat with and looked at closely. And when you give yourself permission, give yourself the time and space to actually explore those roots, you start to loosen their grip. Their subconscious power fades.
So it's an internal job as much as an external one.
Absolutely. Remember, real, lasting peace of mind. It isn't built only by earning more, though that can help, of course. It's also built, maybe even more fundamentally, by deepening your understanding of yourself and your unique relationship with money.
That's such a powerful thought to end on. Thank you so much for digging into this with us.
My pleasure.
And for everyone listening, thank you for joining this deep dive. We genuinely hope this conversation helps you take a step, maybe a small one, towards not just better finances, but real emotional freedom too. Keep exploring that inner world. Because when you take care of your mind, your money often follows.